Patricia Dacre with Dealing with Your Diabetes, my programs for my company called Dragonfly Lights. And today I started to sit down and write a blog, and for whatever reason, I decided I wanted to do video. So my story today was inspired by nature. And literally, I was taking a shower and I had this potted plant next to my in my bathroom, and I noticed the plant and just how it was lifted up, it's growing towards the light, and I thought, wow, there's a story there. So this is this plant. I'll show it to you. And this plant has a very interesting story. So it doesn't have a name. Sometimes I name all my plants, but this one doesn't. But this is from my mom's house. And so the home that I spent most of my teen years in growing up, my mom has lived there since I was a kid. And a couple of years ago, she moved away. So the family got together and cleaned out, stuff. And of course, it's not in Texas. So I had to go back home. And there was little plants. She used to have a lot of plants in her home and some outside. And there was this one little plant like this that was withering. It was kind of dried up and not much left. And I thought, I'm going to take that because I remember mom having these sort of plants. And so I pulled it out of the dirt and I wrapped it in a wet paper towel and put it in a baggie. And it came back to Texas with me. And so when I got home, I planted it in a new pot and I stuck it in my bathroom. So there it is. And I think the interesting part about this plant is a good illustration of resilience. And I think resilience is something that you need to develop if you don't have it, if you live a life with diabetes. And so let's talk a little bit about the plant, right? So what happened? So first of all, it got stuck or it was almost dead. The watering had stopped, the sun had stopped, people weren't there, nobody was taking care of it, and I got left in a very precarious place. And through the good luck of whatever, I showed up and I took it out of its roots. I unearthed it from where it had been. And, not that it allowed me, but if you go with the metaphor, it allowed itself to be wrapped in wet, damp cloth and stuck in a baggie in some darkness as it made the way from my mom's house back to Texas in this place of kind of fear. If you could imagine a plant that I'm not in my soil anymore, I'm not getting fed, there's this wet stuff around me, I'm almost dead, this seems just horrible. And we get here and I plant it, and this plant has to grow new roots, right? It has to come up with a new way of being and living, which is a lot like diabetes, right? And so when the plant got here, I put it in a place, and I think that's really cool. And I don't know if I can get the angle right on here. It's just how every one of these leaves looks towards the light. And they're not asking permission. They're not worried if they're blocking somebody else's view. They are just going for it. They are putting their faces up there. They're not hiding down like they're not worthy of the light because, they had been almost dead before. They're absorbing it. They're reaching for it. And it's making them healthy and making them grow. And so even though it almost died, there was still some life left. And even though I went through a dark and nasty time in my purse, um, it somehow made it, eked by, and it landed in this place where it's begun to flourish. And it's really pretty, and I love it. And so I think this has so many metaphors for diabetes. So obviously, you get in a place where you feel like it's all falling apart. And there's some pretty dark times when you don't think you're going to make it. And the most important thing is you have to let go. You have to let go of that pot you used to be in and embrace this new pot. And in this new place, there's still sun, there's still light. So, light is such a metaphor for so many things. It's part of the name of my parent company because light changes you and makes you grow. We all need light to live. And these plants, they reach for it, they unashamedly put their faces up and grab it. And they don't try to schedule it or worry that somebody else has too much light or they're not getting enough light. I mean, they just move around and they make it happen because it's so important to them. And I think light is the same way for us. And I'm going to use light and health kind of as a metaphor. Um, we have to find our way, and we can't compare ourselves that somebody else has it better than we do. Somebody else has better light. We're in the dark spot. That's where we have to have ownership and reach out and extend and try to figure out how do you get in that light? How do you find it? And None of these leaves were told what to do, right? They just did it. And so I think the same goes for us. We have this innate ability, excuse me, to flourish and to live despite many, many challenges. But the world tells us we're not enough, we're not okay, we're broken. Medicine tells us you must live in this very small box. But inside, we know we have life and purpose. And so, anyway, I just thought that the plant was a really cool metaphor, and I didn't want to write about it. It seemed like it wouldn't really have the same effect. But so for you today, put your face up in the light, wherever it is. Go after what it is that lights you up and gives you purpose. Because without that, you're going to wither and die. Even if you've had setbacks, you can always recover. Let somebody help you if you need some help. And put roots wherever you are. You know, search for what you need where you happen to be today. And if you need to move in the future, you can. But for today, just really find truth and goodness and purpose right where you are, because there's always some there. It's a little philosophical, I know, but I really think this stuff matters for your diabetes, because if you don't have your mind in the right place, the other parts are so hard. But when you figure out this resilience thing, this ability to kind of roll with the punches and keep going and keep striving for the light, it just gets a little bit easier. It just feels a little bit more natural. So, despite the hardships, there's purpose and there's hope. If you are not there, if you're feeling, stuck or like you're struggling, that's what I'm here for. I get this journey. I have been, uprooted. I have been in somebody's purse in a dark spot. I totally get this journey. And it's a lot nicer when you have someone to guide you through it and give you hope and show you where the pitfalls are. And that's really what I want to do. Because then you'll figure out where your light is and how your diabetes works for you. That's really what the essence of coaching is. So, I'm doing a couple of things. Group coaching is starting up, so I'm trying to find individuals willing to be in a group setting. So message me and I'll send you a little survey to find out dates, times preferable for you. It's a much more affordable way of coaching, and you get to meet friends. So you're going to find that you are not the only little leaf on the branch. Oh, the metaphors are killing me. Anyway, I'm serious though. Go out and be your best self. And if you can't figure it out, you're feeling stuck or you're frustrated, let me help you. Below this link, I'm going to put you have a couple things. You can email me. I have a free 30-minute phone call you can sign up for. And you can leave me a message, either one of those. And we'll connect and see what is best for you. Because without knowing you, I really can't guide you to what pot you need to be in. Okay, I'm making myself silly, but maybe you need to be in a pot by yourself, and maybe you need to be in a pot with other people. But it's all good. Okay, I'll stop with the silly metaphors. Y'all have a wonderful day, and please, I'm serious, reach out to me if you're struggling. I really can help you. Thanks so much. Bye.